Hi Scorpios, welcome to your yearly overview reading. We're gonna look into the energies of 2024 for you guys during this one. So sit back, relax, grab some popcorn. And yeah, let's just tune in. Let's see what 2024 has in store for you guys. I'm trying to like not micromanage these readings too much. They come as they come. I have written down a couple of things that I find important and that I was channeling for you guys, and for the rest I'm just gonna allow the cards to guide us today and to bring the messages for this new year for you guys. So overall, Scorpio, I felt like we haven't talked in like a very long time. Like you and me, you know. I haven't really had a sit down like this for some time. So it's been overdue. It's been overdue. Overall, when it comes to 2024, it's a number 8 energy. You guys, you are the ruler of the 8th house, Pluto. You're ruler. And aside from the fact we're dealing with a number 8 energy, Pluto is also a really big star this year on top of that, which is your ruling planet. So aside from that, there is some work to be done. There is, a lot of transformations happening and changes and adjustments, basically. Whether it's like first subconsciously and then coming more of like in the earthly realm, so you start to see it popping up in your day-to-day life. I feel overall it's not something that you guys are unfamiliar with. It's just the urgency of it. I get to it later, and the later is now. And as you guys can see, like I have a hard time, like I'm treading lightly. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells over here. And it's not necessary. Because like I said, yes, it is like a very transformative year, and especially for you guys. But it's not something to either have fear for, be afraid of, think it's gonna be like super negative, or that's something we should like, just hide from or run away from, even though, Scorpios don't really hide. But sometimes there are sides within yourself, the home within, that are, sometimes they're just buried so deep within you, they have a hard time connecting to it. And then yes, the emotions that come with it, and maybe suppressed feelings that boil up in another way, that is something that you experience here and there. But actually like consciously working with your subconscious, working with your inner home and your inner house, and finding a way to clean house, right? And that's something that I'm feeling for you guys for this year. It's a year where you rediscover all parts of yourself that were not just boiling up to the surface here and there, or it's not something like practical. These are like deep things, like childhood traumas, like belief systems that were thought and that you subconsciously took on, and things you don't speak about, because my throat chakra is like on fire right now. You don't speak about them. It's not talked about. It's not, looked into too deeply. It's just like we keep it pushing here. We keep it moving. We're like, why would we sit and ponder energy? But it is important because, and if you're still here, because I know this intro is like already it's already going all the way, everywhere. So I'm trying to close it out in a little bit, and we're gonna go into the cards. But if you're still here, but going into the deeper layer of things. For example, maybe you've had a childhood with a dad who was like absent, or a mother, or you had two moms, or there was a lot of like different complications that came with certain things. And often, as a child, we look at things through the perspective of a child, whether you are a really like a young child, or you are, early teen years, or like early adult. Like we're looking at things and we're experiencing things as in a natural way mostly through the eyes of the age that we are in and as the role that we are playing, right? So as the child and with the caregiver, with the mother figure, the father figure, whoever that is for you personally, and learning to look at them through a different lens is something that you feel guided to do. You either are going to do, for example, do a lot of research on who are my ancestors, like who was the mother of my mother, and who was her mother, and how is that sort of all coming down to me, and how is that woven into my DNA and woven into who I am or my belief systems. For some of you, you may actually are adopted, you know, and you don't really have too much information on your biological ancestry, but you do have, you know, maybe more insight into your adopted family, which is your family, obviously, you know. But feeling the urge more, maybe like I said, you may are adopted, or maybe you are not in contact with one side of the family, and you've never really felt like, yeah, well, I don't really need it either, I don't really want to look into it, I don't really need that in my life anyway, I just, you know, focus on what I have, focus on this that I know, and I focus on myself and my life and what I want to create, right, as a Scorpio, and what you want to attract into your life, moving forward and for your future. But that energy that I feel coming up, and it's not, doesn't necessarily have to be all happening like in this year, you know, in 2024. It could definitely just slightly start this year, and then maybe next year, you know, something else builds up, or maybe you feel guided to like really do some therapy in whatever way, shape, or form, because there are many forms of therapy, right? To just discover and unreveal layers of yourself and of your subconscious that are already there. They're always there. You carry them with you. Doesn't necessarily have to affect your day-to-day life, but in some way, shape, or form, it always affects us some way, in some way, shape, or form. Some of you, it might start with a question, like, for example, why do I have such a hard time letting someone in? Or why is it that I intend to attract work circumstances that bring about this type of feelings for me, or make me put so much pressure on me? Or why is it hard for me to bring in a work life and work like private life balance and things like that? And really, you could just start with a question of like, why is that? Why is it like this for me? And when I look at that person or that person, like, or either like your siblings, if you have some, like, they're so different, but when they came from the same upbringing, and really looking deeper into that is just because you want to find some answers. And that's the thing, that's probably that push, or that thing that starts you off this journey of cleaning house, cleaning your inside house, like the home that you know, your spirit lives in, basically your soul comes home to. And that inner conversation and an inner bond with your, like, you can name it your higher self, or, you know, your inner self, your soul, your whatever you feel comfortable with. It's that connection to that other part of yourself that is guiding you. That's your gut feeling, that's your intuition, that's what you feel guided from, right? That's that gut feeling. So that conversation is becoming more prominent. So what I really feel strongly from your inner self and your higher self, basically, I constantly hear like, just let me be me. Just let me be me. Like, just let me be myself. Just, you know, I feel that is something that connects to it. And like I already said, I wasn't going to micromanage this reading. It comes as it comes. So I hope, you know, people who are open, you know, are just willing to listen to it and take it in as it comes. But I trust the universe to bring the right people, right? But yeah, it's that inner self. It's like, just let me be myself. Like, that's maybe like the best thing to do. Just let me be me. Like, I got this. And I feel this is one of those years, like the stronger you hold on to things, like the stronger you try to, like, it's so important to me, it's so, and it will hold so much value, like I have to hold on to it, the weaker it becomes. A bond, a connection, a chance to succeed. It's all about allowing it to lay in your hand, but also at the same time it's free to go. Right? We're nurturing, we're taking care of this, this deck, right? These cards that are in here, because they lay and we hold them, or we don't trap them. And that's a little bit something that is very important for this year. If you feel the need that you have to grab it and you have to hold on to it and put, really put some pressure on that one, it probably this year going to show you that the exact opposite of what you're trying to accomplish is actually going to happen. And so it kind of just, I don't know, I don't want to necessarily use the word suffocation, or it suffocates, it diminishes it. But maybe that's just the raw way of putting it. It's not that you can't love and want something to stay and close to you and that you're not capable of keeping it. No, definitely. What is meant to be there, it's meant to stay, will definitely stay very close to you, especially around this time, because certain things become so much more important to you. But I feel it has more to do with, for example, you maybe wanting some deeper connections, but you're also holding on to the maybe in some way, shape, form superficial contact that you have, and so you're holding on to, like, I just want things to stay exactly the same, but also want them to change. I also want them to feel different. So it's like, okay, then we maybe have to open up and just see if we can find new ways of communicating and new ways of inviting people into our space. See if we can create those deeper connections by going about it a little bit different. And then what is asked of you is to be loosely a little bit about how to achieve the thing that you feel that you might need, in order to move forward. So it's about, like I said, allowing to let yourself see things from a different perspective. That's the main key. So it's that loosening up around how you've always done it, how you think it should be done, how you feel most comfortable and safe with doing things. Like, for example, if you have like a really strong like regime of like 8 o'clock I get up, and 10 o'clock this, and 12 o'clock this, and then 1 o'clock this, and then 1:30 this, and that, and obviously it's in some, in a lot of ways we do have to work with schedules, but do we have to overplan and overschedule each and every free weekend? And, allowing yourself to just spontaneously do what you feel guided to do. And you will be guided. That's why I'm just trying to create that space for you guys. Like, you will be guided very strongly this year by another side of yourself that's stepping forward. Because I feel like a part of you has been silenced for quite some time. And this Pluto energy will, this shift from the third into the fourth house, it will ask certain things of you. And not to, it's, they sometimes say like it gets worse before it gets better. It might feel that way. Not for everybody, but for some people, I'm just gonna have to be real. Certain things just feel more messy before they start to actually be clean. But if you do a deep cleaning of the house means like we take everything out of the cupboards, and the entire kitchen is full with all the mucks and the plates and the stuff, and it's like, yes, but we need to deep clean it. So we need to get it out. And so that's a little bit what I'm feeling. Here we have call your energy back to you. Energy. Very strong. It's about the energy that is surrounding things. It's about the energy blockage that brings it about. And it's the cleansing of the soul. It's a deep cleansing of within you. Power, aura, and depletion. So it's like looking at what is giving and bringing about energy, and what is a source that's probably leaking some of your energy so it doesn't bring anything back, it kind of only takes. And is that in place in your life, because therefore your ability to receive from another source is intact, and is it therefore a consistent system and a sustainable system? How is it sustainable? Is the way that you're living sustainable on, mind, body, soul, and spirit? So call your energy back to you. This is a you year, okay? I have to be honest. It's a you year. Even it's the you with the other people and looking into things and maybe actually connecting with other people, it's about the you. And it's not being self-centered and not being egotistical, whatever. It's not about that, but we are all responsible for our own healing and for our own growth. Doesn't mean that we can't ask for professional help, but in the end of the day, we are the ones who are responsible for it. If we have childhood traumas, yes, we didn't ask for that. And yes, other people are responsible for inflicting that. But when we turn into like our 20s and our 30s and our 40s, like we are responsible for how we're going to heal that or use it in order that it doesn't continue to affect us. And even though that sounds maybe a little raw, but this is a raw reading, but it's true. We can't be like 70 years old and still inflict hurt and pain and confusion onto either our kids or our grandchildren or the people around us because in our youth something wasn't said or wasn't nurtured enough. All those years that came after that, we were responsible to do the inner work. That's our responsibility. It doesn't mean that you have to just do it quickly and that you can't take your time and that you have your ups and downs and that it's truly hard and that doesn't deserve compassion, of course. But in the end of the day, we are responsible for being our awareness, bringing our awareness to it. When we notice that we can't let anyone in or that we end up maybe hurting people or pushing them away, we need to know where that comes from. And then that doesn't mean that you necessarily can change it instantly, but the fact that you are aware and not putting blame on other people that maybe have nothing to do with that, that is that self-consciousness that's really going to bring so much change in your life in all the right ways. So, all right. I'm gonna take one more. I was already like waiting with this reading, to be honest. I wanted to do it yesterday and I was like, nah. Anyway, you guys have been pulling at me for quite some time. So I'm trying to do my best. It's all that Pluto and, shift from your 3rd house into your 4th house. So it's just a big shift. It really is a big shift. On top of that, we also have a Jupiter conjunction happening in April with Uranus, and that is actually in your 7th house. So that's also a house of relationships. But you also have, a lot of energy surrounding your 6th and your 6th house and then your 5th house as well. So your 12th house is also showing up, and that's in the beginning of this year with this, I think it is, it's the full moon lunar eclipse in Libra in March. It's the first one of this year. And that one is just enhance that pulling you inwards, that inner work. And you're becoming more and more aware on how to, on a daily basis, even if it's just a little bit, whether you like, for example, start a diary again or just a dream journal, like just writing down your dreams, because the dreams that you guys have, like it is all like it's very vivid, and a lot of lucid dreamers are Scorpios, so it is becoming aware of that. And of course, when it comes to like the housing system, it's more enhanced when you are a Scorpio rising. A lot of Scorpios have also a Scorpio rising, a lot of double Scorpios out there. But it's like becoming aware of that and then in the day-to-day being able to like do little things that bring you there, do little things that help you out, do little things that put you back into a space of like, I do this because I want to, not because I feel I'm responsible and I have to do it. Because there's too many have to do's that's been in your life for the last, I don't know, decade. But let's just focus on 2023. 2023 was a lot about have to do this, have to do that. Oh, we should do this. Okay, I'll do this for you. I'll pick this up. Okay, let's just get this done. It's a lot of have to do's, and it's not like I feel guided to do. I want to do. It makes me feel good to do this, right? And then with that 7th house energy, it's like the roles that you play, and that others play in your life. There could be a big shift happening. You know, for some of you, you are a child and then you become a mother of your own. So now you are in the child, but also the mother. That's a whole new role that's got added to the roles that you play in other people's lives, right? As a brother or as a sister or as a dad or a mom, as a neighbor, as a friend, as a colleague. There's just, I feel when it comes to that 7th house energy, there is just a shift happening. You may never wanted to get married and now you do want to get married, and then you actually, or vice versa, maybe you are married and now you just kind of want your own, you want to be single again, and then big shift, it happens within you first. It's that feeling of like, whoa, it's like not knowing, for example, if you want to have children and you wake up one morning and you just know, and it's either no, and it's a shift, and it's a constant change. It's almost like a final answer with something. It doesn't have to be with everything, right? Or you're like, no, you know what? I changed my mind. I've woken up to a side of myself that says that I want to do this. Or you wake up and you feel like I no longer want to work in a big corporation with all these other people. I want to start my own business and I want to focus on my own thing and my own creativity. And therefore you start to a role that you play in your life is changing. A relationship is changing. It goes from I see you every day to like, should we have lunch in 3 months? Or vice versa. Seeing each other once every 3 months and all of a sudden you see each other almost on a daily basis. So the less you're trying to like hold on to this is the role you play, this is the role I play, and it's like, right in the beginning, like I said, it's about no, it's like I'm allowing it to fall as it may. And I show up and I'm still willing to invest time and energy, but I'm not going to micromanage it. I'm not going to force my will upon it or the safety that I need to get from it right now in the here and the now. And then I'd rather take half of it, but then at least being able to grasp it instead of giving it the opportunity to bloom to the full version of what it was meant to become before you were trying to intervene. You see, I'm trying to... You see how the deck went? And I was like, no. We can be a little bit like that, right? So, okay, anything else for my Scorpios? I think this deck is a little bit overworked. Oh, beautiful. I haven't had this one yet. It's quite a new deck. Had it since October, I think. Beautiful. Reminds me of the tree in Game of Thrones for some reason. It says, if you are in need of a lesson, there is wisdom in the trees. If you are in need of a lesson, there is wisdom in the trees. And that's very important. This is not just like, yeah, we can look at it, let's go into nature and let's have a beautiful afternoon in a forest. Yes, but let's look at what is representing of the family tree, right? If you need a lesson, there's wisdom in the trees. There's wisdom in where you came from. There's wisdom in the DNA that is streaming through you, and this can even go back 100 years. And once again, you don't have to hold on too strongly to the DNA threads, but it is a part of you. And if you can't connect, for example, like I said earlier on, because I feel the need to say it, so I will. If you are actually adopted and you don't know who your parents are, and it's very hard for you to figure out who it is, and trying to figure out who it is a quest that I'm actually only going to drain you. you could connect to the country by itself. What do people go through in that country? What is their qualities? What are the things that they draw strength from and learn from, and what type of battles have they overcome, and how good are they with like their families, and how good are they with emotions and things like that, and really study those strengths, right? And there's wisdom in there. Things will click, make sense. It doesn't mean you can't use it. You don't have to take everything on like, oh, so they were like that, so that's why I'm like that, and I can't change that. No, you are, big chances that you are probably a millennial or a cusp, so you can definitely change it. You're gonna have to, because it's part of your life. It's part of this journey in this lifetime. It's a spirit of the tree, nature, priestess, inner peace. So there's some inner peace to be found right there. Deep cleaning. Okay. Deep cleaning. All right. Let's pick up some tarot cards. Let me see. Sometimes you're gonna have to create space before we can go. Before we can fly. Something I'm feeling. It's like the butterfly effect, right? Go from quite a freak caterpillar into this stage, where it's tight and cold and dark, and it's this hibernating space, and then it comes out and it brings about so much more opportunity. And that's a little bit this year that I'm feeling. It's about how can we become comfortable with a little bit less of everything, so it creates space. Because the thing is, it's not in being uncomfortable with releasing things, because it's not even about the things that you hold in, it's what they distract you from. And I feel like for a lot of Scorpios, you guys have distracted yourself a lot. Work, this, that, fill up when yes, I have to look at this, yes, I have to get to that, but I can't right now. I don't have the space, I don't have the time, I have 120 responsibilities, and they keep you going, but they also keep you in the loop, and it's okay. There's no judgment. I'm just saying that this is one of those years where when the noise calms down, you can actually hear yourself, and you figure out that it mightn't become a new place to land. Because look, from the Five of Pentacles, you are capable of bringing about this inner peace and harmony. Because when we start blindly following the noise, we can actually see that we have so much more in about, with so much more things. And maybe you're like looking at things from a new perspective and like, oh, I thought it was such a big pile of shit, but it turns out it's really a lot of nada, and it's actually a lot of opportunity. And I feel so much better after freeing myself from feeling that it could have been this mountain, but looking at the mountain and taking on that journey, it's actually so much better, so much less intense than I thought. So with that Four of Wands, that's your year. Your Four of Wands here. It's all about, how do I bring in the balance? How do I make myself feel better? How you see at the bottom of the deck, how do I feel more like me? How can I just allow myself to be myself a little more? The higher self is asking you, just let me be myself. I'm gonna shuffle one more time with a little bit too much cards. Can I get some cards for Scorpio? From the beginning of the year, let's take it on till this conjunction is happening. So up until April, what else in the beginning for Scorpios? Ooh, Page of Pentacles. Yep. What can we do when when it's a little bit, everything is just a little bit less demanding, less pressure, less, a little bit less of everything. Beautiful. So you are really being asked to like refill your own cups from now until like, you know, early spring. Refill your own cups, becoming conscious of where you are holding yourself hostage, like holding yourself, keeping yourself in a mental loop. So you're healing that, you're working on it, already are working on it. Okay, so moving on from April till the end of September, right before Pluto just makes its own last trip into Capricorn, until it finally settles into Aquarius on November 19th this year. We have a little bit of a retrograde going on. Okay, here we go. April till the end of September. Beautiful. See, you're already doubling it up again. There's no other sign like Scorpios that can manifest. You guys are great manifestors. Look at that. Look at all of that growth. And you start off like this, but you work on yourself and your health is a lot better. Mental health, yes, but also just your energy and your overall physical health. You don't get caught by every fires that hops around, you know. It's just understanding that you will see growth in different places, and because you're so used to maybe focusing on the tangible growth about how much money is in your bank account, or how much views something get, or like, you know, the numbers I'm hearing, you become aware of the other riches of life. And one of those riches is time to actually do and enjoy the things you've built, and be aware and have a fun barbecue without feeling that, you know, you have to do everything, or, you know, that's overplanned. It's just a spontaneous thing that just happens. Or it's like the people around you, becoming aware of all the blessings that you, and riches that you have, that are irreplaceable, and they were around you all along, but because you're becoming aware of them, and becoming aware of how far you've come, and becoming aware of how much you've learned and how much you've grown, and the people that you have around you, and the people that were there even if you couldn't see them. I mean, not physically. It's like sometimes we're so focused on the people that are lacking and hurting us and disappointing us, and the people that you call to talk about that, you can't really see them. But becoming aware of your other riches is just putting you straight up in an abundance energy, because you move from the 5 to the 7 right up until the 10 of Pentacles. So it's not something that is growing overnight. Look at that. Look at that. Who's here? You're like, you thought I was gone. I'm back. Look at that, together with High Priestess energy. I love that. You have the 6 of Swords. Beautiful. So beautiful. Page of Wands with the Death card, which is you showing up in your own reading and your high energy. Love that. So you're ready. I'm feeling like I'm just reminding you, I'm just reminding you of some things that you already are, whether subconsciously you can sense it, but like consciously you're kind of already aware of things. Or always like fucking 20 steps ahead, Scorpio. Like Aquarius is always 20 steps ahead. Page of Wands and the Death card. So this is just embracing the side of yourself. beautiful with the Queen of Swords talking about Aquarius. One sec. Let me pick up the card that fell down. What else? What else do you need? Scorpio. The Ten of Cups. You are here. This is an important key. You are working on something you've been working on for a long time and finally reaping awards from, which is actually more peace of mind, a more calm state of mind, being able to deal with things and life and people and disappointments and hard times and things like that in a new way. And you worked really hard to remove a couple of elements in that space. Self-sabotaging behavior, overthinking, people-pleasing, doubting your own self-worth, doubting the way that you experience things, gaslighting yourself out of things, allowing other people to have overhand in that situation, giving people too much the benefit of the doubt. It took you a long time to get here, Scorpio. To really find that more of like that inner peace state of mind, to not let things so deeply affect you, especially if you have Aquarius energy in your chart as well. I'm talking like Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon. So there's something, even if that thing that I just mentioned, that wasn't the thing that you've gained, you worked really hard on, but you worked really hard on something, and there's ain't nobody's gonna touch that. You're like, I gained this one myself. I did the work to gain this one. I did the work to feel better about this. I did that. I showed up. I invested time and energy. With this Queen of Swords, ain't nobody's gonna steal nothing. Okay? Ain't nobody is allowed to come anywhere near fucking with that. I'm sorry for my words, choice of words, but that's just how I feel. That's just the edit I'm getting, but I'll try to neutralize that a little bit. But sometimes it's just, it's what it is. It's a Queen of Swords with the 10 of Cups. Like, I want my happiness. I deserve that. Because that's the thing. I think that's one of the major keys that still came out because I failed already. Oh, a Strength card. As he jumps out. You see? By the time your own season comes along, you have a different viewpoint. You have a different, like, happiness and long-lasting, like, things, though. They just gain different meaning for you. They don't mean the same thing. They don't mean, like, they don't take the same things anymore. It's different type of things you have to, different type of ingredients that you're cooking up to make this happen. And fear is definitely not part of it anymore. You're looking at your 10 of Cups. You're not allowing the world to divine your 10 of Cups, what your old, your emotional fulfillment looks like. You're going on that quest. You're investing time and energy into that. Because you can go on 20, 25, 30 years just following the grid and just, gain money, do the things, make it happen, look good doing it, pop out some kids. It's like, you can do all of it, because if you delay that quest, that's kind of sort of where your mind gets occupied with, and life just, life just runs away with you. That's, unless you really take that moment of like, no, I'm not allowing the rat race to like take me away from looking within and really having those deeper questions and a deeper look within myself and becoming aware of that, because you're taking a leadership position when it comes to overcoming your fears, overcoming doubt, overcoming self-sabotaging behavior, overcoming lack mentalities and things like that. You're really taking a strong, powerful seat on the throne in that, Scorpio. It jumped. Love that. There's strength in that Strength card. All right, closing out the year. Let's say closing out the game. Magician, exactly. You have the power to turn these 7 of Pentacles into a 10. The Magician. Becoming aware. Wow, and you have the 6 of Wands. Love this. Look at that. 6 of Wands. King of Cups, yeah. King of Cups. Then we have the 8 of Pentacles. No, one sec. Because the Page of Pentacles and the Fool card came first. And then we have the 2 of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles. So it's all about how can we be serious but not force anything. We show up, you're being responsible, but you're not being overprotective of something. It's just like I'm allowing it to, like, you know, to co-create. I'm allowing it to just flourish on its own. I'm allowing it to just emerge as it may come. And I am going to have fun doing it. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to enjoy myself. The thing is as well, if people are not ready to meet you at your level, you're going to like not meet them at all for a little bit. Because it's so important that you have either people who are like on similar quests or on similar levels, or that allow you to do you, allow you to take that space for yourself, and actually, you know, then in also take some space for themselves and just go with that flow. Because it's important to find balance. That's one of the things. It's important to find the balance. Okay, I'm going to clarify a little bit. I'm just taking a long time when you're reading, but it's what it is. If you're still here, this is for you. Okay. Beginning of the year till April. I want to clarify this with. You have the, wow, this is happening again. It happens the last 2 readings that the cards are getting recognized by the other cards. Look at that. The Ace of Wands fell on the Ace of Wands for this side. I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards out. And the Ace of Wands jumps out. Backed up. You're backed up. It's like you in the here now and the higher self you. You're on the same level. You're on the same page. And then the King of Swords shows up with all of this as well. So this is like really important to become aware of your masculine and your feminine both taking the space. I'm gonna have one more card for this beginning of the year. You have the 4 of Cups, yeah. There's some mental blockage. Page of Swords. Okay, interesting. This is like just an extra confirmation about, yeah, judgment. They're trying to teach you how to release the attachment to the way that it goes, the way it always went, the way it should be, you know, the way you think it should be. They're teaching you that in the beginning of the year already. Like, they're really letting you know, like, it's, you know, being flexible. The more you're flexible in the beginning of the year up until April, the better results are, the better you're gonna feel about it. And you're receiving, because it's a divine lesson that you're going through in the beginning of the year. It's just trying to help you. They really are trying to help you. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, then from April till the end of September. April to the end of September. Again. Most important cards that we talked about was the Six of Swords. And we have, for the same time, we have the 6 of Swords. So that's where it lays, right? Finally, I'm finding that peace within myself. I'm not letting anyone take it away from me. Something you're gaining this year that you've been trying to grasp and hold on, just trying to get to for years. And so when you get there, you're like, I am no fool. I am letting nobody take this from me. Scorpio. All right, one more card for that same time period. We have 2. Again. Hermit, twice. You have the Hermit again. Closing out the laptop. It's like, I don't need to have other people tell me what the answer is. I'm going to go within. I'm going to do some meditations. I'm going to take some time to give myself the answer. But the Knight of Cups is here. With a place of love. Compassion and kindness are key when it comes to this. Also, allow people to take care of you. Okay? It doesn't have to be, all the time. It's just here and there. Allow somebody to just be open to have somebody take care of you. Whether it's like to bake you something, or it's like, hey, can I come over? I'll cook us some dinner if you want to. Just say yes. That would be nice. Thank you. I'll see you in an hour. Instead of, well, I still have some stuff in the fridge. Maybe I can make us for us. You can come over, but I'll cook. It's like, no. Just allow them to do that. Do something for you. Interesting. Okay. Closing out the year. Ooh. Okay, now. Good. Okay, you have closing out the everything is fine card, of course. What else new? The Queen of Pentacles shows up. But then these 2 are really, really important because you have the 3 of Cups and the 3 of Pentacles. Now, I was just tuning in for a moment because I can always go 2 ways with these type of things. But they were like, no. It signifies what we spoke about in the beginning. It's how you work, the role you play in other people's lives. And just finding new ways of connecting with people is very important. And it's just naturally gonna come about. But with the Queen of Pentacles as well, they're saying that's where you find your true, like your stability and your feeling of safety. It's like allowing new ways to emerge and invest into that. Becoming aware of what is important to you. Becoming aware of how to connect in a new way, in a new level. Let me get one more card for the ending out of the year. Of course. One more card for the ending out of the year. The World card. Beautiful. And we have the King of Cups again. So I don't know. There's someone in your energy that really, really, really likes you. Oh, they really like you. Put you on the pedestal, Scorpio. As they should. Just saying now. 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups. So it's all about that 5-5, that change. And it's about the perspective change. So we have 3-3-5-5. So that those numbers are really heightened this year. 3-3-5-5. With the King of Cups and the World card. It's just like somebody's like really letting you know that they want to be part of your world and that you are their world. Like, it sounds so cheesy, but it's true. Okay. So I'll just whisper that one. You are their world, Scorpio. Just saying. Cringing? No, come on. Anyways, it's almost Valentine, just saying. Let's do it commercially. No, I love that. You are someone's world. They really, think the world of you. Can we find another one? Alright, one more extra message for my Scorpios for 2024. A little bit. Here we go. You have love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. Recognize your divine worth. You're not just on this world to make money and then, close your eyes forever. It's like there's more things in this world. Or show up and just, It's also important to learn how to show up for yourself and show up for your soul, because your soul also came to this planet to learn a couple of lessons and to grow and transform. And so It's like it's good to not forget about that side of life. And to clean house so you could feel so much better, you know? I am curious about this year for you guys. It looks really good though. I really like it. Except especially like the confirmation that they keep giving me with the cards as well. So, beautiful Scorpios, I will be here during this year. This is not just all for this new year. But I just wanted to do an overall check-in to see what they, what type of message they wanted to bring through me to you. All right. Thank you for listening. If you're all the way up here, I appreciate you so much. And I'll be back soon. I promise. Happy New Year. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, Scorpio. Bye.